Mindset, a daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markle. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markle.
Hello, welcome back to Morning Mindset Podcast, and today we're going to continue on with the Morning Mindset book study, and the topic for today is anger is not a strategy. Yes, indeed, anger is not a strategy. Now, I started using this phrase a few years ago, the phrase anger is not a strategy, after I had a phone conversation with a good friend. And this good friend had been, he'd been screwed over by a business associate. He felt he had been done wrong by a business associate, by a business partner, and he explained to me the circumstances. And I, having listened to it, said, "Yeah, you probably are. You're correct. You have been wronged by this person." And my friend was naturally angry over the situation. He was upset about it, and he's like, "I'm gonna make sure that I get that SOB. I'm gonna get that son of a bitch." Forgive my French there. And I'm gonna do everything I can to shove it in his face, right? That was his plan. He was angry over the situation and his strategy for the future, because he was taking his part of the business. He was taking his own part of the business and moving on his own, minus the partner who he felt had done him wrong. And he was going to show him, right? He was going to bury the other guy. And I listened to my friend because he is my friend, and I try to be a good sounding board. We talked, and after we hung up, I thought about it for a little while, and I just sent him a text. I sent him a text. Anger is not a strategy. And he wrote me again. He was like, "Okay, you're right. I get it. I get it." Now, anger is not a sin either. There are some people in the world that will try and convince you that if you get angry, that in and of itself is wrong, that it's a sin. That you shouldn't get angry with people. And anger does you no good. People will say, "Oh, it doesn't do any good to get angry. It does you no good to get angry." That's bullcrap. Okay? That's baloney sausage, and it's actually it's countering general human nature. Anger is a natural human emotion. It is. It's not a sin. It's not something that you should avoid, but it's also not a strategy. Anger is a natural human emotion or reaction to whatever. Okay? For instance, if someone were to cut you off in traffic and you have to drive off of the road and you run into a stationary object, right? You run into a tree or a pole or a mailbox or whatever. Do they even have mailboxes anymore? I don't know. And that happens. You're in a car crash because of the arrogance and negligence of another person. Would you be righteously angry? Yes, of course you would. You would naturally be angry. That is a natural human emotion. Anyone who would tell you, "Well, there's no point in getting angry just because someone ran you off the road and you crashed your car into a tree," that person is an imbecile. "Well, there's nothing you can do about it, so there's no point in being angry." No, anger is a motivator. All right? Anger should motivate you. If you were out in public and someone attacks your family or threatens your family, you should be angry immediately that someone is threatening your family. Now, just being angry isn't going to solve the problem. You're like, "I'm angry, I'm angry, I'm angry, angry, angry." No, anger should be a motivator. Think of anger as a natural human emotion that is a motivator that motivates you to do something else, something productive to solve a problem. So in the situation, my friend here that I was talking about, he had been screwed over by a business partner. He'd been done wrong, right? And he was angry about it. But the strategy wasn't just to stay angry. The strategy was to figure out how to be more successful in his own business, how to take his part of the business and be successful. You may have been angry in the past. You may be angry now, but you can't hold on to it. Think about it like that. Anger is not a sin. It's not wrong. It's a natural human emotion. It's a reaction to circumstance. But it's not a strategy. It's not an overall game plan. You know, if you played football when you were a coach, when you were a kid, a teenager or whatever in high school, you played football and your coach would come in and let's say you had a lousy first half and you were losing, the team was losing, and he would come in there and he was angry, right? And he would kick the water bucket over and he would, slam his hand into a locker to get your attention and stuff. And he would berate you and he was angry and so forth. But that wasn't the game plan. The game plan wasn't just the coach being angry. Then he would say, all right, we're going to go out here and we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. I'm going to shift you from here to here. We're going to put in this guy instead of this guy. We're going to do all these different things, and then we're going to attempt to win this game. He's trying to motivate you, but his motivation is not just being angry, right? So when it comes to human relations, to relations in your job, with your family or what have you, anger's not a sin. And don't teach people that anger is a sin and that if they're angry that they're wrong, because that's not the case at all. Anger is a natural human emotion. It is a reaction. But anger is also supposed to be a motivator. It is supposed to motivate you to put in some time, to put together a plan, to do something else. Just being angry isn't going to help you win the game. Just being angry isn't going to help you achieve the success or complete the mission. You have to do something else. So I think that's about it. I'll give you one personal one. When someone tells me that I can't do something, if someone underestimates me or tells me that I can't or says that they don't think I can or I don't have the ability or the skill or what have you, generally that annoys me. And that is my motivator to achieve that goal, to prove that person wrong. I've actually done that over the years. Many times someone has told me that someone has said that they didn't think I could do it. They didn't think I had the skill, the intelligence, the motivation, whatever, to do that thing. And it kind of irked me. That irks me when someone tells me I can't. And so I set about to prove them wrong. Now, in order to be successful, I can't just say, oh, well, I'm mad, I'm pissed off, I'm, annoyed, so that's going to help me be successful. I have to find a better way. I have to do it better. I have to work harder. One of the things that anger should do is it should motivate you to work even harder, to be even more diligent, to show that person, oh, no, I'm not going to quit. I'm not done. You haven't seen the last of me yet. So I'll leave you with that. Anger is not a strategy. It's a natural human emotion, and you should use your anger as a motivator. You should use it to motivate you to succeed and to fix the problem, not to just stand around being angry all the time. All right. I'm your host, Paul Markle. This has been Morning Mindset Podcast. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markle, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.